There's something inside you, right now, that is scripting 95% of your thoughts. It chooses your habits before you're even aware of them. It whispers who you're capable of becoming. And when left unchecked, it's the same voice that builds your limitations. It is not your logic. It is not your willpower. It is your subconscious mind. And in this very moment, it's either creating your dream life or keeping you trapped in a cycle that feels impossible to escape. What if I told you that everything you've ever wanted, every ounce of success, fulfillment, confidence, wealth, love, is already accessible to you? Not by changing who you are, but by awakening what's been dormant inside you. Because the truth is, you don't need 10 years. You don't need therapy marathons or 20-step morning routines. You need 11 minutes. 11 focused minutes to unlock one of the most powerful forces in human history: your subconscious mind. Most people live 90% of their lives on autopilot, chasing goals that aren't even theirs. But what if you could rewire your mind like Edison, Carnegie, or Ford? What if you could unlock the hidden power of your thoughts, the way the greatest minds in history did? Welcome to Wisdom Foundry, the place where timeless philosophy meets modern neuroscience, and motivation becomes transformation. Every day, we decode the secrets of success, using ancient wisdom, psychology, and science to help you break free of fear, spark massive action, and build a life by design. So if you're ready to stop living in fear, tap into your highest self, and build unstoppable momentum. Speaking Head, subscribe to Wisdom Foundry now. Your future is waiting. Chapter 1. The Hidden Operating System. Let's start with a brutal truth. You are not your conscious thoughts. Your conscious mind, the one you identify with, the one thinking, analyzing, solving problems, it only controls about 5% of your daily functioning. The rest is controlled by autopilot, a system running beneath your awareness. That's your subconscious. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Carl Jung. Let that sit for a second. You're not making your decisions. Your programming is. And that programming was primarily written before age 7, when your brain operated in a theta-dominant frequency, similar to a hypnotic trance. That means most of your beliefs, fears, behaviors, and sense of identity were coded into you when you had no conscious filter. That's why you keep self-sabotaging. That's why it's hard to build wealth, even if you're smart and resourceful. That's why thinking positive doesn't always work. The science of neuroplasticity and reprogramming. Enter neuroplasticity, the brain's lifelong ability to rewire itself. Modern neuroscience confirms what mystics said centuries ago. Your mind is moldable. Man is not the creature of circumstances. Circumstances are the creatures of men. Benjamin Disraeli. You can literally rebuild your identity, your performance, your emotional responses, even your reality, but only if you reach the level where programs are running. The subconscious. The question is, how? And this is where we unlock the gold. Chapter 2. The 11-minute window. Time. Morning. Just before checking your phone. Just after waking up. This is your first access point. In those hazy 11 minutes, when you're not fully awake, and your brain waves are still in theta and alpha frequency, you're at the threshold of your subconscious. This window is so critical. Ancient spiritual practices and modern military training both harness it through rituals, visualization, and internal command techniques. What to do inside the 11 minutes? Affirmations plus emotion plus visualization. Breath plus active suggestion. Gratitude state anchoring. Future self identity imagery. But let me be clear, this isn't weak self-help fluff. This is mental reinstallation at the core of your decision-making architecture. Whatever we plant in our subconscious mind and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become a reality. Earl Nightingale. Every billionaire, elite athlete, and world-class performer you admire uses subconscious reprogramming. They may call it visualization, priming, or even manifestation, but the science is the same. Let's bring it to life with a true story. Chapter 3. The story of Jim Carrey's $1 million check. In the early 90s, Jim Carrey was a struggling Canadian comic living in Los Angeles. completely broke. But he believed in programming his mind. He wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, dated it 5 years into the future, and carried it in his wallet every day. Every night, he'd visualize people praising his performances. He'd feel gratitude as if it already happened. He programmed his subconscious with emotion and repetition. Fast forward, in 1995, Jim landed a role in Dumb and Dumber. His payment? Exactly $10 million. Coincidence? Maybe, but neuroscience says otherwise. When you visualize with emotion, your brain creates neural circuits identical to having actually lived the experience. Your nervous system begins navigating toward what the subconscious believes is familiar. This is why your internal movie must be intentionally chosen. Right now, your subconscious may be playing out scenes from an old trauma, a financial setback, or a limiting belief your 6-year-old self accepted as truth. But you can rewrite it. You must begin to think of yourself as the person you want to become. Dr. Joe Dispenza. And the fastest reprogramming interface? The 11-minute window. Chapter 4. From Trauma to Transcendence. The Basement Story. Let me take you inside a real moment. New York. Winter. 2011. A man named Anthony's life was collapsing. Divorce. Job loss. Spent 3 months sleeping in his brother's basement. Every morning, 5 a.m., he'd put on noise-canceling headphones and give himself 11 minutes. Not for prayer. Not for meditation. For reconstruction. He visualized himself speaking on stages. Standing ovations. Felt the energy in his chest. He cried through most of it. Why? Because the new identity conflicted with the old programming. But Anthony persisted. Every day, 11 minutes. Visualization, gratitude, affirmation, spoken like truth declarations with emotion. Fast forward, Anthony Trucks today is a best-selling author, ex-NFL player, transformational speaker, and he says, "My life changed in small windows. I didn't need more time. I needed deeper repetition with more emotion." That's how you move your needle faster than the average person. Chapter 5. Repetition, Identity, Emotion, the Gold Triangle. Most people spray affirmations like perfume, but the subconscious is stubborn. Think of it like a medieval castle. You don't get in with politeness. You enter with intensity, repetition, and emotional charge. Here's the triangle to unlock the subconscious. Repetition. Your brain learns through loops. That's how habits are born. Neuroplasticity 101. Identity. You don't attract what you want. You attract who you are. Your internal self-image dictates results. Emotion. The subconscious absorbs what's emotionally intense. Ideas are the beginning points of all fortunes, and they are products of the imagination. Napoleon Hill. Repetition plus identity plus emotion equals reprogramming. So instead of saying, "I am wealthy like a robot," imagine yourself walking into a boardroom, commanding presence as the abundant version of you. Feel it. Own it. Speak it out loud as if a film crew is capturing your origin story. Chapter 6. Rewrite the script. Visualization protocol. Let's walk through your future 11-minute protocol step by step. The protocol. Wait. Before your phone. Eyes still heavy. Quiet room. Deep breaths. 4x box breathing. 4 seconds in. Hold. Out. Hold. Identity affirmations. Spoken aloud. E.g., I am the director of my life. I command my mind with power and precision. Emotional visualization. 2 to 3 future scenes. See yourself at a milestone. Hear people congratulating you. Feel the joy, serenity, wealth, power. Gratitude override. Rapid fire sequence. Thank you for my courage. Thank you for wisdom. Thank you for this opportunity. Flood the nervous system. Decisive action thought. What is one thing my future self would do today? Close with empowering command. E.g., mind, follow the script. The old story is dead. Chapter 7. Why people fail to reprogram. They treat the subconscious like a suggestion box. It's not. It's a recording studio, and if you keep replaying tracks from fear, scarcity, and failure, guess what the album of your life will sound like? Most people don't repeat affirmations long enough. Skip the emotion. Don't set identity first. Only do it once in a while and call it a habit. The mind doesn't care what's true. It cares what's familiar. So give it new memories, daily. Chapter 8. Neuroscience and NLP Magic. NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, tells us the brain builds maps from language. Language programs perception. So when you start saying, "My financial thermostat is rising fast," your brain looks for evidence. The reticular activating system turns on, filtering out irrelevant data and showing you paths that match your beliefs. Example: ever get a new car and suddenly you see that model everywhere? That's the RAS, reticular activating system. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. Buddha. Visualization and directed affirmation literally prime your brain for transformation. Chapter 9. The Burning Boat Decision. Back in 1519, Hernán Cortés landed in Veracruz, Mexico. Upon arrival, he gave the legendary order: burn the ships. Retreat was no longer an option. This is what you must do with your subconscious. Burn your old ships, your limiting beliefs, the maybe later narratives. Create internal inevitability. Say, this new version already exists in my subconscious. I'm simply aligning reality to match it. That belief, repeated, becomes your strength, your fuel. Chapter 10. Final directive. Commanding your future. So now it begins. Today, before the noise, before the world shapes you, you step into silence for 11 minutes. You'll speak to your future. You will breathe as if you've already arrived. You will teach your brain how it feels to be confident, successful, fearless, free. Not someday, not maybe, now. Remember, if you rehearse greatness daily, the mind becomes your servant. If you do not, it becomes your master. Which are you choosing today? Don't just watch this video. Use this video. Starting tomorrow morning, set a 11-minute daily ritual. Reprogram, rewrite, refire the circuits that have been dormant too long. Comment below. I claim my subconscious power. If this video moved something in you, share it. Be the ripple effect. And subscribe to Wisdom Foundry for weekly fire to shape your unseen world into new results. You are the master of your destiny. You can influence, direct, and control your own environment. You can make your life what you want it to be. Napoleon Hill.